What's up, YouTube? Southern Comic Geek coming to you with another haul video. So got out to my LCS today and picked up some new comic books and got to another LCS and did get one goodie, but also got a rant. So if you want to hear what that is and see what I got, stay tuned for the video. So before we get into all that goodness, go ahead and smash that like button and hit the subscribe button and the bell notification so that when videos like this drop ever so randomly, you will be one of the first people to know and can make the conscious decision as to whether or not to watch it now or later. But as long as you watch it, we appreciate you. Appreciate the growing number of you that are subscribing to the channel and hanging out with us. By the time this video airs, we will have went live with Burt Family Comics talking Power Rangers. If you didn't catch that, check it out on the rewind. And by the time this airs, then the next day we're going to go live to give away that X-Men 4. So be sure to hit that bell notification so you don't miss that. So I did get out to the LCS today and also got some stuff in the mail. So check this out. We got Valiant Voice. These are little newspapers that Valiant did. As you can imagine, people would basically throw them away once they seen they got them out. So some of these are a little harder to come by than others, especially like the last issue. But got several of those. And then also the same seller, so I was able to save on shipping, had these comic shop news. Now these were not just strictly to Valiant, but these particular ones had more Valiant in them. So this had like an article talking about that, and then it had other articles as well as which comic books were coming out that week. So got these that had something to do with the Valiant characters. And also from my LCS, I succumbed to temptation because I heard such good things, so much hype from Legion of Comics, John's Comics for Kids, that I finally said, all right, I'm going to at least buy the Batman title. So I picked up Future State, the next Batman. I think the Dark Detective, which still follows, we'll go with that word, Bruce Wayne. What I don't like, and I agree with Bueller on this, is the price jump. So for a Future State, basically this is what's happening, folks. DC knows that a lot of people are not going to buy into this Future State stuff. They had already paid for a lot of this stuff to done because it's 5G, just changed the name on it, right? So they know they're going to sell less. So what's your answer to that? Let's not make more good content. Let's just raise the prices on everything. So they're trying to make up for that. And then it's also like easing up the heat on a frog in water until it's at boiling point. Doesn't realize it's gotten there. And so when they come back, Bueller pointed this out the other day that the solicitations are all saying $4.99. And that's not even counting for the cardstock cover. So they're easing people into the water, and then when people start dropping their titles, they'll go, oh, I wonder why that is. I guess it's just a thing of the past, and we just need to quit publishing comic books. See, I told you so. We tried. Yeah, really. So see what this, I'll probably get Dark Detective next week. But yeah. Exo Manowar 3. This came out last week or week 4 last, but this is the cover that I'd really wanted. So I got the one that LCS had gotten, but he ordered this one. This is the David Nakayama cover. Dark Knight's Death Metal number 7. This is the Finch cover. I was really on board. It was a fun read to start, but it drew on a little longer. I feel like that this is 7 issues. Probably could have been 3 or 4. And way too many tie-ins. I dropped a lot of the tie-ins and about halfway through. So glad to see that really get over. Star Wars High Republic. hoping for big things, fresh off The Mandalorian. Star Wars comics have been very consistently good in Marvel Comics, at least in my opinion. If you disagree, feel free to and comment down below. But I've seen a lot of disturbing stuff on some of where the High Republic's going. I hope it's not. I hope people are just blowing it out of proportion, and I'll save my judgment for then. But that's the Stephanie Hans. I don't remember the artist of this one, but I elected to get that cover as well. I said that I was going to not get Walking Dead. I was going to start getting but then the David Finch covers, and it's there, and I'm dropping my other stuff on my pull that I'm not interested in. So I was like, well, what do you do? Thor number 11. So not sure how Donny Cates has been doing on Venom. Heard it's been good things, but I do know it's been good things on Thor because I've been reading that, and that has not been a title that traditionally, since the Walt Simonson days, that have been on. So been digging this. So interested to see what goes on with that and Donald Blake. Star Wars number 10, as I mentioned a while ago, Star Wars titles have been consistently good. Not only this one, but the Darth Vader title, the Bounty Hunters title. I don't get Afra. So those three, though, have been good. So I've been keeping those. Hellions is one of the best X-Men titles that they have going right now. I don't know if that speaks well of it or bad of the franchise, but the Hellions title has been pleasantly surprising. I did not give it much hope, so maybe I set the bar too low, so it beat those expectations. Now I think it's great. I don't know, but I've heard some other people say that they liked it as well. Leave a comment down below if you're reading Hellions. Firepower number 7. Been digging this comic. Really got some good backstory. It's kind of interesting how they did that with the graphic novel first, and then going into number 1, the free comic book day was the issue number 1. But yeah, it's really cool. Been digging it. So excited to read that. Crossover number 3. I didn't get the secret variant. As a matter of fact, I don't think my comic shop got any, and they were all gone by the time I got there anyway. So what I saw is what I got, and this was the one I ordered. So interesting premise, interesting so far. I'm not sold on it yet, so we'll see. Tell me in the comments below if you're reading that. So I also went to another comic shop in Jackson, Mississippi, that I normally don't visit, that is largely more of a gaming shop now than a comic shop. I won't call its name, but if you're in the area, you know which one I'm talking about. And the pet peeve that I have for them is that they always eBay price me. So I go through their stuff, which is largely not in order, only for them to get at the counter and eBay price me. Okay, if you want to use eBay as the end-all be-all, it's a free country. And I know that going in, so I'm fully prepared to say yay or nay. I'm not committed when I get up to the counter. Now, that's aggravating because I've dug through all these bins to finally feel like I found something only to be shot down by overpricing. I get it, but it's the risk I take. I know that going in, okay? So I go in there and I find Darth Maul number 2, which is the first appearance of Cad Bane. Now, there are 3 different covers for that. The A cover, which I'd really like to have, the 1 in 25, which is the one I really want to have, but it's more pricey, and then this one that I found, which was the 40th anniversary cover. So if you go on eBay, and feel free to do so, and check the sold listings, because anybody can price anything on eBay for anything, right? Matter of fact, on Instagram today, I noticed somebody posted a Spider-Verse. Don't know what the issue was, and really is irrelevant, but it was signed by Stan Lee, 9.8 signature slab, and it was for sale for $20,000. And I said, oh great, now the LCS is going to think that unsigned one, raw, is going to be worth at least 10. So anybody can list anything for anything. What matters is sold, right? If you're wanting to gauge the market and what the market has and willing to pay for something, you view sold listings. This is elementary. So if you want to use eBay as your price guide, you don't want to use GoCollect, which GoCollect's problematic, even though for all your collecting needs, you need to go to gocollect.com. GoCollect analyzes slabs. So it's not analyzing raw sales. So even if you use Go Collect, it's problematic for raw sales. But you could say, okay, look, this is probably a 9.2. This is what a 9.2 sells for. We'll knock off X amount for grading and the risk that it's lower. Okay. But still problematic. So go to eBay sold listings. So I did that. And eBay sold listings, it's very apparent that this particular cover that they had was much less desirable because it was being sold for less money. It was sold, the sold listings were or best offer, which are marked through. You don't know what they settled on. It was best offer. It says $25 or best offer. They could have offered 20. They could have offered 10, 5. Who knows? Okay. But let's say they offered 20, which is $5 less than what they originally had asked for them. Multiple ones have sold for that. And so it's obvious that the market as a whole doesn't really like that cover. The other two covers I mentioned, far more preferable. So he says $30. Now that's really, in fairness to him, is not that far off the mark. But where did he get that from? He got that from the fact of it says $25 and $5 shipping. Okay, so that's $30. So in theory, I would have to pay that same thing. Well, if you want to think that, that's fine. But I don't want that cover. And so when I go to a convenience store, or you go to a convenience store, we're all guilty of going in there, buying a Coke, buying a pack of nabs or something like that, and paying way more for it for convenience. But it's what we wanted, right? The Coke was what we wanted. We didn't want a Pepsi. We wanted a Coke. And this is not brought to you by Coke, by the way. But that's the reason why we're willing to pay for it, because that's what we wanted and it's convenient to me. And so that's that. So when I'm taking that up there, that's not what I wanted. I really wanted the other cover. If I wanted to pay that price for that cover, I would just order it off eBay. But my convenience is that, okay, it's there, so I'm going to pay whatever for it. I hope I'm making sense. I'm probably sounding more like one of those old men that's like, get off my lawn already, you kids, you nasty youngins, get off my lawn. I hope I'm not turning into that guy. But it's just aggravating because the guy tells me, well, you know, that's the first appearance of Cad Bane. Yeah, I know that, kid. Did you know that, or did eBay tell you that? I dug it out of your back issue, Ben. And you could have told me like I didn't know. Yeah, I know what that is. But then to not use sold listings, to use just listed listings is really crazy. And then wonder why you don't sell comics. One of their other employees told me that they don't really make any money on comics. I wonder why. You're sitting there so focused on making the top dollar, you're sound about as bad as DC trying to charge $8.99 because you know that you're going to sell less, so you have to make up for it some way. So here's a brilliant business concept. Take it to the customer and the customer takes care of you. So every week I go to my LCS, the one that I normally go to, the one I went to today and had no problems with, and he gets me what I want. And that's why when I want a 1 in 25 incentive variant, he doesn't charge me anything extra for it except cover price. And that's why when I go in there, he always gives me 20 to 30% off my books. That's why when I go in there, he takes care of me first. Why? Because I take care of him. That's the way you do business. You don't do business by gouging the customer. You get more customers. It's like you attract more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. I think that's how it says. But hopefully you get the point if it's not the right saying. But in this day and age where there's this thing called eBay, don't know if you ever heard of it or not, and you can actually order it offline from the comfort of your home in your pajamas, and you didn't have to dig through anybody's long bin. You had to just do a few clicks. Okay. If you don't know if you've heard of that or not, you don't know if you heard that there's any competition. I can go anywhere I want to. There's this thing called a car. I can drive to another town and go to another comic shop somewhere else. So, and there's Macari, another Hip Comic, and other comic shops that I can buy online. I can buy on Instagram. I can buy on YouTube. There's plenty of other places I can go and buy comics for. the value of the convenience store, the reason why I'm printing more is because of convenience. It's not convenient when I have to dig through your loan boxes that are out of order and not priced, only to get up there to find that you're trying to overcharge me for a convenient price. That's not convenient to me. So leave a comment down below. Am I off my rocker, or have you run into the same thing before with comic shops doing that kind of crazy jazz? Now, I did find this. This is no big deal. Of course, Star Wars, everything's a big deal nowadays. But this is Star Wars 20 from the original run. And this is one of the 4 that I needed. Now I only need 3 comics to complete that whole run, annuals included. So really happy about that. Picked it up for $5, surprisingly enough. From that particular comic shop. Well, then I'm trying to buy boards and bags, and he's going to tell me the boards are $20. $20 for boards? What? And then he tries to sell me on the fact that these are the best boards ever. They're not Mylar boards. I mean, what do you want? It just doesn't make any sense to me. And of course, this is not the owner, but obviously the owner, because I have complained to the owner about this before. And in a way, I felt like was very businesslike. Hey, look, you can do whatever you want to with it. I'm not asking you for a discount. I'm not asking you to lower my nothing. I'm just telling you from one business owner to another business owner about what goes on when you're not here. Okay? Do anything you want with it. Say he's a complainer and I don't care what he says. Fine. But at least I vented it and gave you the benefit of knowing if you didn't already. So he's already been told, and I'm sure I'm not the only person that said that. So, it's on him, I guess. But it's just, it'd be really nice to be able to have at least 2 comic shops in the Jackson area that you can go to. If one doesn't have something, you can get a decent deal at the other one, either one. But hey, I do at least have my LCS that pretty much takes care of me on stuff, and I can, like I said, I can go to any online retailer just like anybody else, and I can go to I travel all the time out of town. Plenty of other comic shops out there. It would just be nice if I didn't have to do that. And I signed up for the trip, so it's nobody's fault but my own. Just venting some of my frustration, as it were, out to the YouTube world. So tell me in the comments down below whether you have had a similar situation. Tell me if I'm off my rocker, because I think they make meds for that. At least that's what the voices told me. So anyhow, I do appreciate everybody watching this. Tell me what you think about my new comic book pickups. Tell me if I did the right thing in finally picking up some future state stuff in the comments down below. Appreciate everybody watching as the channel is growing. More good stuff as we will be announcing soon the push to 1,000. Till next time, keep reading and keep collecting. Adios.